Foxes. Mrs. Spillman here with the announcements for you this week. We have a lot going on. We're getting on the countdown to spring break, and we are a busy school. So, first off, this is the last week of Women's History Month for March of 2023, and my person I want to highlight this week is Kalpana Chawla, an astronaut. She was the first Indian astronaut to go into space. She was aboard the Space Shuttle Columbia when it fatefully exploded in 2003. She was awarded the Congressional Space Medal of Honor after her death. Did you know that her first application to NASA was rejected? She never gave up on her dream, so don't forget, sometimes there are those roadblocks, but we don't want to give up. All right, this month is a celebration of Ramadan, as we like to highlight all different cultures and different celebrations. This is the Muslim holiday of Ramadan, is a holy month of fasting, prayer, reading the Quran, refraining from bad behavior, and doing acts of charity. All right, this is the last week for this month's word, which is cooperation, which is about working together and helping others. When we cooperate, we have more positive social interactions and are better able to make and keep friends. And we do have our March Madness competition this week, so let's make sure that if your team wins, that you don't brag. And if you lose, don't get mad. We're just glad you made it this far. Our weekly activity schedule with Miss Brenda. For 4th and 5th grade, we have giant bowling, and 1st through 3rd grade, we have the beanbag toss. All right, we do have a minimum day this week. On Wednesday, March 29th is a minimum day. You will be released at 1:30. All right, this is becoming an issue, which is students bringing snacks to the cafeteria and not finishing them. So all food and drinks need to be finished in the cafeteria. We've had an increase in students taking food and drinks out of the cafeteria and continuing to eat them outside of the cafeteria, which we know as Foxes is not something we should be doing. So why, you ask? Why can't I go finish my food outside? Well, safety. This year we've had staff members that had to help choking students in the cafeteria. What would have happened if those students were eating in the field without an adult around? Health and hygiene. It's very unsanitary when you're playing with your equipment and then licking your hot chip fingers. Unsafe and gross. And finally, a mess. We have too many foxes that don't like to pick up after themselves, and it's going to make our school look like a garbage can. So we are not going to have any snacks on the playground. If you don't finish it during lunch, it will be thrown away, or you can leave it in Fox support. But we are not going to be taking it back. We're not going back to backpacks. So that will only bring what you can actually eat during lunch. All right, we want to thank our author, Mrs. Bender, for coming and sharing her book with us, and definitely thank Mrs. Villarreal for helping get this together. Thank you, students, for attending the assembly. We had a great time trying fried grasshoppers. A special shout out to Anaya for sharing this book with staff. Anaya, we hope you enjoyed your meet and greet, and I have my book displayed proudly on my desk, so thank you so much for this author visit. All right, and Play Anywhere. Wow, the show was amazing. We are so proud of our Foxes for working hard. 3 shows in one day is not easy. Great work, Play Anywhere Foxes. It was an amazing show. You did a great job. All right, there will be a student council meeting on Thursday at 8 a.m. in the library. All right, March Madness standings. We have been working hard, we have been playing hard, and we have our finals. So this was the final standings. We had, in the girls' 4th grade, we had Hill House and Garcia who will be playing each other. And in the boys, we have Garcia and Mr. Downey who will be playing each other. So Mrs. Garcia's class, you are pretty athletic. In the 5th grade, the girls, it'll be Luna versus Magana and Hogue versus Magana for boys. So Mr. Magana, wow, you also have a very athletic class. So we will be seeing the Knights versus the OG Warriors, the Diamond Warriors versus the Crazy Monkeys, the Junior Sharks versus the Angel Foxes, the Intrepid Roses versus the Stars. Can't wait for Friday, and make sure that we have good sportsmanship. We will shake hands and we will be proud of those who win, and we will not brag if we win, and if we lose, we will know that we tried our best. All right, track practice for this week. We have boys on Monday and Thursday and girls on Tuesday and Friday, weather permitting. So make sure you're checking for any changes in our practice schedule. All right, our attendance. Third grade now passed up fifth grade on our attendance competitions. Can third grade catch up to second grade? Fourth grade continues to move up as well. They're almost catching up to fifth grade. Second grade still doing well with 94.4, but third grade, you've come back. You're at 93.4, so just 1% away. So make sure you guys are coming to school every day and on time to help your classes. All right, our Fox to Watch we have selected our Fox to Watches. So we will have a second grade student and a fourth grade student that will be receiving this honor on the next flagpole, which will be in April. All right, rock the ELPAC. We have our ELPAC testing for our students in ELD this week. Do your best. We can't wait to see how you do. We want to have lots of students up at flagpole getting those medals and those pens for moving on up. So do your best, take your time, and we can't wait to see how well you do. All right, our Live the Creed goal for this trimester is 6. And this is where we are. We already have some classes that have earned their third certificate. They're already halfway there. So keep doing what you need to do to make sure that you don't get those referrals and earn that Live the Creed party. All right, our positive office referrals for the week. Last Friday, which was St. Patrick's Day and Wear Green for Spirit Day, Isaac noticed a student who did not have green on and went over to the student to give the student his green beaded necklace. The other student was very excited. Way to go above and beyond to include another fox. Thank you, Isaac, for your act of kindness. Frederick earned a positive office referral from Mrs. Ingram for showing great effort when faced with difficult situations. He has done an amazing job verbalizing his needs. Great work, Frederick. All right, Mrs. Spillman, wrote Elijah a positive office referral for staying behind after Fox Star recess and picking up trash left behind from snacks and prizes. Elijah, you truly are a Fox Star for doing this without the expectation of something else in return. Thank you so much. All right, Mrs. Garcia wrote Adrian, Rusty, and Joseph positive office referrals for working hard and earning top Fox status so early in the trimester. Joseph has been earning 100% averages on his reading test. Adrian has made tremendous progress this year, and Rusty has already met his AR goal this trimester. Great work, second grade Foxes. We're so proud of you. Mrs. Molly wanted to recognize Miss Maria. Miss Maria went above and beyond to help a student during crisis and remained calm and was able to help the student. We are very lucky to have Miss Maria at Farmdale. All right, Miss Charo wanted to give a shout out for Room 9. They had several guest teachers recently and they had all positive reports. Mrs. Charo is very proud of all her students for the example they have set. Good job to Room 9. Mrs. Garcia is sending a shout out to Genesis, Brianna Oliver, Jesus P, and Jesus J. She said they were amazing for their guest teacher on March 22nd. She asked them to do several things on an assignment, and all of them did the assignment perfectly. Their focus and attention skills are helping them be successful in school this year. Mrs. Garcia thanks them for being their best even when she is not in the classroom. Great jobs, guys. All right, Mrs. Gunn wanted to give a shout out to Damien Zarati for making Top Fox so early in the trimester, and to Davian Hernandez and Callie Aguilar for making it to 100% fact fluency in reflex math. Great job. And during our rainy day recesses, Josiah has been working on Rubik's Cubes and he solved one. Congratulations, Josiah. All right, we have some other shout outs for perfect attendance. Mrs. M. Garcia's class on 316, 320, and 324, and they finally earned their first snow cone party. Great job. And Mrs. Vuk sends a shout out for the 21st. Despite all of the rain, all of her foxes in room 18 made it to school and on time. All right, it is that time. We know it's Mrs. Spillman's week, so we need 5 winners. Let's shake it up really good in here. Really good. All right. My first winner is a student that I cannot read your handwriting at all. So we need to make sure that adults are writing the tickets so that we can read handwriting. All right. We have Alexis C. from Mrs. Vu's class for being responsible. All right. We have Aaliyah Chavez from Mrs. Ellison's class for being respectful. Congratulations, Aaliyah. All right. We have Adeline from Mrs. Ray's class for being kind. She was sharing. Good job, Adeline. All right. Let's dig deep in here. Let's see, we have Austin Diaz Garza from Mrs. Zhang's class for being responsible. Congratulations, Austin. And finally, our last one is Aaliyah from Mrs. Johnson Rosales' class for being responsible. Congratulations, you five, for winning. I will be around next week to make sure you get your prizes. Our quote of the week comes back from where we started for Women's History Month. The path from dreams to success does exist. May you have the vision to find it, the courage to get onto it, and the perseverance to follow it. Wishing you a great journey. All right, and one last thing before we get to birthdays, because we're about to finish up and get to birthdays, make sure to stop by the library to pick up your birthday book from Mrs. McCrary and Mrs. Lavilla during the week of your birthday. Don't forget, they don't want to have to find you. They want you to come get those books. All right, have a great week, foxes. Get those foxes up. To be a fox, repeat in your mind. Be safe, be responsible, respectful, and kind. All right, have a great week. Bye.